Well, there's some words, especially old-fashioned words, that are out of vogue. You used to call a degree a bachelor's degree, and then a master's degree. And sometimes you would even call someone master, as if you're some sort of slave. You know, even the word seminar. Well, that sounds like seminal, which the same root as the word semen. Oh my God, how patriarchal. In fact, isn't the entire notion of a hierarchy so racist? And I point this out because of a great article by our friend Barbara Kay in the National Post, who links so many things together, and I've been feeling it too. And Barbara's on the line, we'll introduce her in 1 minute, but her piece in the Post called Learn from the Best While You Can is must-read journalism because it links it all together. The young authors and staff at J.K. Rowling's publishing house who go on strike because they have an opinion different than hers. She's the one who gave them all jobs. The young interns, some only at the National Post 1 year, demanding that Rex Murphy, the greatest writer at the newspaper, be run out of town because he's a 73-year-old white male. So outrageous, rather than from learning from the actual masters of the craft, they want to topple them like any statue. Joining us now via Skype from her home in Montreal is our friend, Barbara Kay. Barbara, this is a very thoughtful piece. It reminds us of what we can learn from the past, and maybe people hate that. Maybe people hate the idea that they have anything to learn, that their mom and dad and grandma and grandpa might have had to have dealt with the same things and thought things through, that maybe Shakespeare might have had the same considerations we do but could express it and solve it, that there's anything we don't know. Maybe that's why people hate learning from masters.
Well, I do think that in the last 30, 40 years, the kind of education that a lot of the young people have that are going into these professions, publishing and writing, and even the sciences nowadays, the education they're getting is telling them that the past, everybody was wrong and did bad things and thought bad things and were racists and were terrible people. And they've kind of got the truth. So the past is not worthy of respect in any respect because our culture is terrible and it was built on slavery and all of this. And the way forward is the way of social justice, equity, diversity, inclusivity. And so these young people think, you know, we're the future. Everything that came before, why should we respect it? Why should we have any consideration? Because, well, that's why we're pulling down statues, right? We want to eradicate the past because the future is utopia, and we have the secret to social perfection. Yeah. So we have no respect for the past.
Yeah, we have secret knowledge now that has been hidden until this moment, and our morality is more thoughtful and deeper than any time before us. We're better educated than any time before us. We see clearly, no one else before us ever has. And so let's throw out everything from the past, especially the stuff we can't understand. I want to quote from your article. Oh, there's a line in here, Barbara. I really like it. Art, acting, surgery, sports, chess. If you want to achieve something beyond competence in these domains, you must accept subordination to a master. Obviously, that master can be a woman. For most of human history, in fact, apprenticeship to a master was the only way craftsmanship and scientific knowledge was passed down, and the only way excellence could be preserved. Well, and there you see it. Some of the statues being smashed are so artistically beautiful in themselves compared to the absolute crud that dominates modern art. I'm not knocking all of modern art, but like so many things, before you tear down the past, ought you not to at least be able to understand it and equal it?
Yes, I agree with you. It's very sad to see this impulse, and I do think there's huge symbolism in toppling statues. This is a revolutionary. The spirit that does this is one of revolution and eradication. This can be dangerous because this kind of anger and triumph feeds on these acts of desecration. It's an act of vandalism, and it is it's saying we don't follow prescription, we don't follow law and order. We the people take matters into our own hands, and we're making a statement here. The statues are first. People are next.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's very similar to book burning,
Yeah.
and nothing good ever comes out of book burning.
Well, and that's, if you knock down a statue, as I said the other day on the show, a statue is a symbolic representation of a man with ideas. They're not knocking the statues down because they're ugly. They're knocking them down because of who they represent. But imagine if you would knock down a mere statue, it's just an image. Surely you would want to knock down the words and the books of the person you knock down, because that's actually what you hate. You don't hate the lump of metal. You hate the books and the words. So of course you'll burn the books, and then finally you'll come to anyone who still animates those ideas.
They are burning books in a sense. Amazon is refusing to publish. Amazon is a vehicle for authors that are self-publishing their books. They're now refusing books that they don't like the ideas in. That to me is a form of book burning. Schools, high schools won't teach certain books because they have either bad words in them or bad thoughts, even if they are written by great authors. And that's a form of, it's not actual book burning, but it's book banning. It's throwing art or past ideas into the memory hole. And once you go into the memory hole, it's like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's, again, a revolutionary act that is very chilling when you think about it. If you are trying to eradicate your own history, I think that's a terrible statement for the next generation.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.